get that the next time. Same
So
family.
Nice.
Keeping it
I
in the
think
family.
all the current Red Bull mercs was the best if you're up against orange.
I think for some
So
reason the cap doesn't suit me, so I just don't wear cap. I have a lot of caps. It's just as a it's a souvenir, but I don't just
the
put it
point
on
is, all
because
of
it
your
doesn't.
caps are Ferrari caps, so it obviously does not suit you.
No, I have one Alfa Romeo cap. Kimi Raikkonen
Ah,
Alfa Romeo
Even
cap.
then, that is not all
Acha,
back markers only we support.
we are live, so
Yeah,
that's your cue
yeah,
now.
yes, we have had a conversation on
Ankush
this.
is here.
Ankush is here
on
just
time.
in
Let's
time,
go.
just in time. What's up,
Hello,
Ankush? Please
hello.
check your stroll net. Check your speakers and
Oh,
everything, bro.
he's coming and he's been like binned it like stroll.
Is
Wow.
he? Are you on those Ferrari earphones or something?
Second, just a second.
It might work this time.
Yeah.
Maybe it follows the race trends.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
might get lucky this time. I think he's
Ankush.
here. Ankush is here. Perfect.
Yep, you can
Sweet.
hear us, right, Ankush? You're with
Sweet.
us, right? Ankush looks lost.
Plan C, Plan D,
Plan F.
Join
Plan
again.
F.
Join again. Probably that. What I'll quickly introduce everyone else. Meanwhile, we are on this call. Starting from my right, and probably the happiest person on earth after tomorrow. Sorry, after yesterday, would be Mr. Omkar, aka Fourth Sector F1.
Let's
I
go.
think
Let's go.
I think the moment where you decide to buy more poison is the point you need to sell it, and the point you sell it is the time you need to buy more poison. It's just
Yeah, it's an up and down. It's a conundrum at this moment, but yeah, I'm happy. I have some inventory of poison. I hope I don't get to use it, and
yeah,
I get to send it
exactly.
to Italy and
Mm,
more so European races
The season's
afterwards.
long.
Yeah, the
very well.
season's long.
Wait.
You
And
don't.
also some poison for our podcast members also, no? Who lose and who puts the money in the pot.
Yeah.
उनके पास ही रहने दो वही हारने वाले probably और Red Bull
Oh,
including. But yeah, you don't deal in ifs and buts, only absolutes. So one or zero, उसे बीच में कुछ नहीं भाई. But you would be very happy, man, after yesterday.
yes.
Next is Ananya, who I think probably would be a mixed feeling, or would be have a mixed bag of feelings, as to how her team, actual team and Gridmaster team did, which we'll get to in a bit. Ananya,
As long as my Gridmaster team does well, I'm okay.
you don't care about your
I
actual team.
don't care about my actual team. I get nothing from it.
If your actual team is this,
No,
you
no, no,
can't
no,
give.
no, 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 no. I'm a former Ferrari fan. I'm very clear.
Yeah,
I'm a
She
Lewis
she
I'm
Hamilton
still
fan.
she declared this in the previous
fair.
podcast that
I'm
she is
just
a former Ferrari
Yeah.
fan.
I'm in denial. I don't want to accept the fact that you've given up on the fandom already. So
It's okay. I like bees now.
fair. I also going to join Aston to get her hair back.
And
And last but I think Ankush Bhai could not join us on call. He's probably having some strollnet issues. He'll be here soon. But until then, we have last but not the least, Mr. Ravi Jogi, the founder of
Yeah,
Gridmaster
sorry guys.
What's up,
and the
guys? What's
box
up?
office seat of all
Yeah,
entertainment.
hi.
There you go.
Setup issues.
He's here.
He's having a
He
tough
is,
Friday,
he is
like
here. He's here.
setting up. Yeah.
Mr. Ankush Ahuja, welcome to the podcast. You look very happy as well after supposedly your team did very good, I assume.
No comments for now.
Very diplomatic, very diplomatic. But
Like
yeah,
that
that's
sinusoidal wave होता है ना, up and down,
side to side.
like roller coaster.
Exactly what we were speaking about like 2 minutes ago. But that's for the introduction of who we are. And Ravi bhai, take it away.
Yes. So, guys, welcome back. This is, I think, the seventh episode. This is the Imola GP podcast league, and yeah, I think it was a crazy race. But before discussing, getting into the discussion for the what happened, what not, and whose opinion is what. Let me explain what we are doing here is we are Gridmaster, we are Asia's first and India's only F1 daily fantasy platform where you win every race weekend. It's not a season long format. It's a daily fantasy format where you make a team this weekend and you have a chance to win this weekend. So what we are doing here is we have four die-hard F1 fans playing on Gridmaster Fantasy app, and they have teamed up to create a private league, which is called as Podcast League. And trust me, the stakes are pretty high here. the ultimate prize is the F1 experience package for the 2025 Qatar Grand Prix, and where flights and accommodation is completely sponsored by Gridmaster. And here's the catch, which is very brilliant. Every race weekend, the bottom two performers, that is, the ones who finish P3 and P4, have to contribute rupees 3750 to the prize pot, and the top two, well, they are very safe. And so we started this from the Australian Grand Prix, the season opener, and we're going to run this till the Mexican Grand Prix. That's 20 races, where the losers will be funding the pot every race weekend, and that adds up to 75,000 rupees, which is the actual cost of the F1 ticket, which is a part of the F1 experience package. And this F1 experience package is different from a grandstand ticket, where you get to have a Thursday pit lane walk, have a chance to click a picture with the championship trophy, and third is the guided track tour with fellow fans. So it is crazy what they're fighting for, right? And again, the twist, there's a change in the twist. So basically, for the 20 Grand Prix weekends, the losers pay the money into the pot. And during the Brazilian Grand Prix, which is the 21st race weekend, it's winner takes it all. Like all the four fans are going to, make a fantasy team. And that particular weekend, who wins? He wins that ultimate prize, the F1 experience package to the 2025 Qatar Grand Prix. So yeah, so I think we've been doing this for. I've already told this that we've been doing this from Australia, and so far before Imola, I think Ananya has paid 4 times, Omkar has paid 4 times, Ankush has paid 4 times, and it's just Siddharth. Siddharth Shah, you've just paid 2 times. Yeah, so you're leading here, but things could change. We'll see what happens after the Imola fantasy weekend,
We'll see.
and we will come to that. But before that, guys, man, let's dive into the Imola GP discussion. And I think we cannot start without discussing Max first lap overtake. It's
Ooh.
first lap antics to the first lap genius. I think we have discussed about his first lap controversial and moves that he executes, but this weekend it was pure class. It was genius. I think, yeah, I loved it. I'm very sure Umkar uh, also loved it, and I would really love to hear his opinion on the start. A clean start, a genius start by Max Verstappen this time around.
Absolutely. I mean, see, he himself said turn two for him, the turn one and two, the Tamburello chicane. That is exactly where he, brought the race to himself. And that, surprisingly for me, that was a moment where I saw a chink in the armor for Oscar Piastri, a little mistake, right? He left the door open for Max Verstappen. So if you see the start quite nicely, he was trying to defend both Max Verstappen and George Russell. He was in the middle. He did
Oops.
not go right corner. That he gave the Max happen. And once he was in front, he could absolutely control the race, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah, very happy that he did that. Even Oscar did not expect Max to do it. Max somehow found the place, found the gap, went for it, got the place, and controlled the race. So yeah, that was the seal the deal moment for me. And yeah, I was happy.
I think even Russell was pissed at what the heck Oscar Piastri is doing after he just saw that Max just flown by Oscar and took the P1, and Russell was literally frustrated because of that.
Yeah, I think Russell was thinking कि ऑस्कर तो वैसे भी मैक्स को ही डिफेंड करेगा ना, मुझे कौन डिफेंड करेगा, मैं तो यहाँ पे P3 लेने के लिए बैठा हूँ.
एक मेक में घुस जाओ.
हाँ,
As a
एक
wise
तो
man once said.
exactly, तुम एक में घुस जाओ. I'm manifesting, but ऑस्कर ने तो मुझे भी डिफेंड किया. So yeah, he was a bit frustrated that why is he not defending Max, and that's exactly what happened. He did not defend Max, and Max took the lead, and from there on, nobody else got the lead of the race.
I think that was surprising, right? I think Oscar was not able to catch up, and Max was able to create that cushion for the race, and that was very shocking. I think suddenly the upgrades on Red Bull are working.
I think the upgrades they are always accentuated when you're in clear air, right?
Yeah.
And it was already a pretty good package that they got here, and it just
Yeah.
made it it made it much easier to see what that package was capable of when he was just out there in the open. At some point, I think he had something like a 30-second lead. I know
Yeah,
that's not the net lead, but still, that is still a second, a good uh, gap 1 to 2, a free pit stop essentially, what he got.
Yep.
So it shows how impressive that package really is. And I think I was having a conversation with somebody at our screening, and they said, are Red Bull really underplaying or overestimating how bad their car really is? Like, it's probably not that bad. So it could be a good top 3 car very easily from the season here on. So yeah,
Yep.
it's awesome to see Max do that clinical, very very clinical overtake in lap 1. I think that's classic Max, and probably the first time for a GT3 driver to do that as well.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Very true. Very true. But I think I don't agree to the point that Red Bull has a top three car. I think that is Max's talent is getting that car into top three. Otherwise, I think for me, Red Bull is the fourth or the fifth fastest team.
Damn.
Interesting.
Actually, I and Sid were having this discussion today in the office that I really want Oscar, the likes of Oscar or Hamilton or Charles Leclerc to be alongside Max in that car and actually show us that performance, at least give that closure that it is Max who's getting that performance and not the Red Bull and the team behind Red Bull Racing.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
yeah, I think it will be difficult to carry out that experiment. I'm very sure it will be a very expensive one. So I think that can only happen in the dreams. But yeah, I think it was superb race by Max and Red Bull. And yeah, Ankush, your viewpoints.
I think it's there are two things to consider here. One, obviously, that when I saw it in real time, I actually thought that Oscar probably was on the engine set. Something you've seen in Spain as well. Then Lewis and had that together. So I probably was wrong engine thing, but
Is he
Ankush,
on
bhai,
school net or
Your Ferrari stuff
no, no,
is
no,
Ferrari.
earphones?
Earphones,
he's
yeah. Yes,
Ferrari.
Ferrari earphones are changing strategies now.
Maybe they will come back in the second or third half of the podcast.
Season, no, the season.
No, but for us podcast, he's just drawing parallels.
Better now?
Yeah, I think better now
Yeah.
was very better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah. Let's proceed. We'll see.
Speak more. I mean, you just said better now. That better now was better.
This
Now the voice is only gone.
And
No,
now it's
not
You're
completely
gone.
mute, completely gone.
That's you pulling a master Ferrari strategy, yeah.
That's like getting disqualified. Double
Yeah.
disqualification.
P4, P5 disqualified.
But yeah, I think till the time Ankush
Yeah, I mean,
sorts it out, I think that's that.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think Oscar sort of anticipated that move either because Max Verstappen, I don't think he's a good driver. I honestly don't think Verstappen is a good driver. But that guy Franz Hermann, I
Hmm.
tell you, he's one phenomenal driver. Huh? So I think Oscar
Germany
was
always
racing.
creates some or the other beast, huh?
Yeah, Oscar was racing that some French bloke, sorry, some German bloke to who have raced in Nürburgring GT3 on a Ferrari to smash the Nürburgring lap record. That guy was pretty impressive in Imola. So I don't know why all of you are sort of applauding Max Verstappen. I only saw, yeah, someone in the comments also sneak saying do Franz Hermann. I probably time to rename that song as well. But yeah, it should be fun. But jokes apart, to the actual overtaking part of the bit, I also feel because if you see the initial getaway, Oscar got a better launch. Max was closer to being in the jaws of Russell's attack than he was actually to sort of attack. Sorry, closer to George's attack from behind. Then he was actually closer to attacking Oscar in the front. So there's, I think, the in mid phase of where they sort of shifted up to the gears that and just sent it down the inside. But I also, for a fraction moment, felt that Oscar braked a bit late. Like you can just see just something from the aerial shot. We just said something, the left car being stationary or starting to decelerate slightly earlier than the right car, and then when he had Max beside him, he knew he could not do anything. He had to sort of give him way. The crash or give him way. He chose probably the better part, but he just gave him way and then figure out how it ends up. But Very poor race from Oscar, which I think we should get to later. But on Max's part, impeccable, flawless. Yesterday, as much as I hate saying that, and as much as I hate wearing this cap, guy is just phenomenal. Guy just doesn't do a mistake. But
Yeah,
apparently, he made a move into Tamburello around the outside and came out alive. So that's a good thing.
come on, man. That's some crazy that's some crazy reference that you're giving
Unlike
there.
his teammate who almost pulled a Senna at Temporello itself, but luckily he's alive as well. So, is it too soon for that joke?
Time to cut this.
Is
Oh
it
shit! But we're live.
is it too soon? Is it too soon for that joke?
Too soon.
Yeah, too soon for that joke, actually.
31 years, come on.
But yeah, I seriously feel, with Max getting there, week in week out, McLaren they'll be able to seal the constructor title, but driver title is
Yeah,
clearly open,
yeah,
clearly
yeah.
open. And again, I feel McLaren did not use both the drivers very well, even after VSC, after the safety cars were there, but still they couldn't capitalize having two drivers there in the podium position against Max. I genuinely feel this is going to hurt McLaren big time. What do you guys think?
Starting with Ankush by this time. I think he has
Yeah,
his audio back.
if he's sorted
Sorry,
out.
I was. Yeah. So can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yeah, it is
Okay. Great.
perfect.
Fine. So yeah. So coming back to the Max Verstappen and the Oscar Piastri battle first, there are two things to consider according to me. One is I think Oscar was a bit too tentative on a full fuel load
Yeah,
going into that turn. I probably thought he was on the wrong engine setting because that's what I thought. Looking at data from 2016 as well in the Spanish GP. When we had Nico and Lewis come together, because there was no logical explanation to think that why would he back off so quickly. I think he was just going too conservative. Also, the other thing is um, your inside line becomes the outside line into turn two. That's the other thing you have to look at. And then, of course, when you consider racing lines, he had the better getaway from the starting grid versus
For
Max
sure.
Verstappen. Yeah.
Yes, he
And
had a bit.
and then you also think, why did Lando not follow Max as closely as Russell was following Oscar? So, but yeah, I mean, it's just a gutsy move. And like Oscar said, in the press brief later, that it's a lesson learned for him, something that of course he will be learning along the course
I'm
of the
sure.
season.
I'm sure he's young. He's young. It's just third season into Formula One. So
Yeah, yeah,
when it comes to experience, yeah, Max has more experience than him,
yeah. So
which
I
he
think
used it.
one obviously has to be the fact that Max had to go for broke again. We've been discussing this for quite some time now, and again, a very Suzuka-esque circuit.
Hmm.
Rarely any overtaking opportunities,
Yep.
and whatever was to happen was to happen. At that, and then of course, if you actually see the first three laps by Max, he pulled away at the rate of knots. He was already a second up right
Yeah.
after lap one, and
I
then
think
it kind of
1.7 seconds, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, and it kind of extended very quickly, and then he settled into his race pace, and he was actually dictating the pace from there on. And of course, then you have the bad luck of VSC going against Oscars, and then Oscar also getting stuck with that really stupid 22 lap, no, I think 18 lap old tires. That was the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
after
Hmm.
that safety car. So yeah, I mean, if whatever could go wrong for him on that Sunday went wrong. And of course, Russell, even if even if he had gotten that jump on Oscar, I don't think so he would have really
Yeah.
done anything better than P5 at best. So
Hmm.
yeah.
You're saying Williams above Mercedes? Wow.
It was. It is actually. In yesterday's race, Williams were the third fastest team. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Fair.
I
We
think
get to that as
we'll get,
well.
yeah, we will be getting to that point. But yeah, I
And
think,
what was
yeah,
your question? What is the next question? I totally missed it while I was sitting.
the next question is, McLaren team is not managing their both drivers well against Max Verstappen, and
Hmm.
this is going to cost them the drivers' title. Constructor, definitely they will be sealing it, because right now they have a good cushion. I think 249 points. McLaren is at P1 at 249, and I think second is Mercedes, and they have
Mercedes.
a good more than 100 points gap, if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, yeah. Constructor, they're
So
very clear.
so
I think
constructor, they're going to, it's safe for them, but drivers is something they'll have to do.
Hmm.
I think the driver strategy again, this has been a bone of contention and discussion for a very long time. And I will draw parallels from Charles Leclerc here, because if you go to see, uh, you know uh, I would not say it's a known fact, but yeah, I mean, it's a known fact, but it's never disclosed. The thing is that you cannot have too much dependence on the pit wall. And I've said
Hmm.
this quite often earlier as well, that fine, you have a race engineer, there are guys who are calling the shots. You have Mrs. Schmitz from Red Bull. She's an absolute legend when it comes to giving you the right strategic calls. But then eventually, as a driver, how you feel the car is responding to your inputs, and what you feel under the car that's happening is all the more important. Something that
Yep.
Charles again kind of mistook yesterday. And he uh, I mean, you can put the blame on the team as well, but as a driver, you yourself need to have a responsibility to giving the right calls from the cockpit as well. And I
Hmm.
think eventually it's going to come down to that. Of course, the team has a plethora of data to access. They've got data centers. There are guys in the factory analyzing in real time what's happening on track. But eventually, at the end of the day, um, it will come down to the driver calls. So it will have to be between Lando and Oscar, and eventually their calls will make will have that deciding factor when it comes to winning or not winning the championship. And this over dependence on technology, and over dependence on the people on the pit wall. um, yeah, it's become a very easy excuse, an easy way of
Yeah.
escapism for drivers. So I think more than anything else, because they have all the tools, they have the car performance, everything is working for them. Eventually it's going to be the strategic calls. Eventually it's going to be about how you overturn the deficit towards a Max Verstappen when he takes the lead on lap 1. And then from there on, making the right tire choices, as well as at the right time, to ensure that you come out better
On
off
the top.
compared to the
Interesting.
competition.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Interesting.
I think season is long. We have a very long season, and we'll come to know what's happened during the last Grand Prix weekend. But yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting season. It's going to be between the drivers' title is going to be definitely between the McLaren boys and Max Verstappen, and constructor is going to be interesting.
And also,
But
Ravi, I think,
yeah,
sorry to cut you there, but I
no
think,
worries.
this result, this race weekend, would have put a dent in Oscar's confidence. The reason why I say this is because he, he was not really having an answer to Max and Red Bull's pace.
Max's pace,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
Do you think this is a track specific thing, or this is a trend that we're going to see?
it could be, but then see, there are these medium and high speed corners is where the car really needs to flow. And
Right.
and having a good Formula One car is not really about straight line speed. It's about your cornering ability.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think, and then of course now you have Monaco coming up, which is going to be an equally difficult circuit. So,
I think Monaco has to be just the qualifying session. Qualifying session is interesting. The race day is
Yeah.
is a snooze
but then
fest
no, but
unless
Ravi,
it rains.
I was thinking about this too, right? Fine, you might put in one perfect lap and get that pole, but then after that, those 78 laps of pure focus
And
and
precision.
resilience, that is really going to test the resolve of the McLaren drivers. And I actually think that we probably might see a McLaren DNF in
Wow.
Oh.
They also
Funny
have
now
a
how that DNF's happening and then they show Stroll going over a curb in Monaco. Maza aayega.
probably okay. Sid, that would be the perfect shot for you.
Yeah,
yeah.
obviously. McLaren DNF Stroll did not. That's better.
या सीधा yacht पे land करेगा.
That's dream for Siddharth.
So yeah, so this is going to be, this will definitely dent Oscar's confidence to some extent, and it's going to be very important how quickly and how well he bounces back in Monaco.
Yep.
Should be fun.
That is very true. And I think another point of discussion from Emola has to be Williams, man. They are their comeback is too good. I think I can draw parallels. This progress we have seen in McLaren, and now again
Yeah.
the same progress. Williams is replicating it, and it's so good to see the old guns of Formula One coming back again. With a strong performance from Albon P5, and again, I think this is the consecutive weekend
Yeah,
where
he has got P5.
Yes.
He has got P5 and double points finish for Williams, right? If
Right,
I'm
Yes.
not
right,
wrong.
Correct.
right.
Right, and clearly Williams with the third fastest team. So yeah, please guys, your thoughts on the progress and what we can expect from Williams and the drivers
That means
for the
look at
entire
me now.
campaign.
I'm the Ferrari. Look at me, I'm the Ferrari now.
What? What?
You've not seen that team that guy said, look at me now, I'm the
Yeah,
Ferrari.
yeah.
Oh, I'm the captain now.
I am,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that's the, yeah,
You
that's
should
the
have,
thing.
that skinny guy, right?
I'm
You're talking about that
the
meme.
Ferrari
Ananya, you should have been at yesterday's screening. The way is
Oh my god.
everyone ganged up on Siddharth, it was a sight to behold.
Oh no. What
when,
happened?
so when
Ferrari.
when Charles got instructed to give the place back to Alex, oh boy, the Sid was mobbed literally because Sid was like
But
shouting Ferrari.
my point is, as if it was Ferrari, they finished in. I did not. I honestly expected a DNF. वो नहीं हुआ. वो लोग points में finish किया. What more do I need? And but as much as I would say about Ferrari Williams, I mean, I am genuinely very happy for them, especially James. He's one of those,
He's doing a very good job, yeah.
yeah, he's one of those very शांत, very मैं अपना काम सुमड़े में करूँगा और तुम आवाज करो types principle. Otherwise, you see Christian, you see Fred to an extent, you see Toto. ये काम करने के साथ आवाज भी उतना ही करता है.
Yeah,
There is a
I think
that's the
James is
thing.
getting into that boat.
That's the
of
He's
thing.
yeah,
All the people that you mentioned above, they own top four teams. Or sorry, they're leading
yeah,
top four
fair,
teams. They have
fair,
everything to lose. Now,
fair.
when you're a Williams and you're coming up the ladder, it's as good as, let's say an Oscar
But it's a good
Piastri
thing.
trying to go for the championship. You actually have nothing to
yeah,
lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your
yeah.
third year in F1. You can do it like three other times later.
Yeah, but it's a good thing he has a very no nonsense sort of approach and attitude to that. It just helps, I think, with the entire structure of the team that the way he's building. Very similar to Komatsu, by the way. But I think
Yes.
I don't know if they keep it up. I'm pretty sure half of the weekends on Gridmaster will end up having a Williams driver on our Gridmaster team. But
I think more
it's
than driver, having the team is much more beneficial
yeah,
because
yeah, and
surprisingly, Williams this weekend has scored the highest points. They've scored more than McLaren, Ferrari, and
which is
Red
a
Bull.
shocker,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
a shocker. But
because of the performance bonuses, obviously.
it's crazy. I hope they keep it up because if they honestly keep it up this way, at one point of time they'll and if Ferrari does not improve, which by the looks of it we shouldn't bank on much, uh, Williams can genuinely sort of challenge Ferrari for P4 in the
Pay
constructor.
for. I think that's going to happen because see, Ferrari had a good day yesterday, but it was purely because of safety cars and
And the
you
VSC.
know and the
VSCs.
VSC.
Yeah,
Pure performance. I think Ferrari upgrades are not working. Ferrari doesn't have that performance, and I genuinely want to see Williams finish above Ferrari this
I
season
think
because
there is only one way Ferrari can work. Just बुलाओ कबर से बुलाओ Enzo को बाहर. Just bring the old guy back from his grave will probably do. But it could be even a three-way battle. Huh? If Red Bull is not Red Bull and Max Bull Racing, and
Mhm.
if I think out of 131 points, Red Bull have 124 are scored by Verstappen. If the
Yeah.
second driver is still, मतलब which is a 1.5 driver ka team,
right.
then for all we know, Williams is in Red Bull. But that's a bit of a long stretch here.
But Sid, we have seen this with Max earlier also, right? Max has, for a good part of the season when Sergio was around, he was the one, actually, carrying the burden of
Doing
the constructors championship as well.
fair,
I mean, no
fair.
disrespect to Sonoda, and I know Japanese fans are very good and very passionate, and they're very respectful.
I mean that's also my Stroll carrying the entire Aston team around. It's 14-0 by the way to Stroll and 0 to Alonso. So I'm not complaining.
And Alonso actually had a major rant yesterday on the team
Oh
on the
my
team.
God, I felt for Alonso, man.
Did
Uh,
you?
yeah, I know. I see. It is because why
Please stop
I
being
have a
so
soft
PR friendly, man. Did you
I
really feel bad for the guy?
I really felt bad for Alonso because he's the last of the drivers from the era I used to watch. So I
Yes.
really want
Retire.
yeah
Quit.
actually he should definitely retire, but I think yesterday he had a great chance of scoring points. and he couldn't. Hence, I really felt that he's putting his heart out there. He has so many bad days in Formula One. Finally, it was at least this season. There was a light of ray for Alonso, and that vanished because of the wrong calls.
I
Hence, I
think
felt.
the most passionate subject for me this season is just hating on Alonso.
Wow.
Why is that?
I
Why is that so?
That's I think pent up anger in a Sep fan against Alonso.
No, it has nothing to do with that. I just think his entire career has just been bad decisions after bad decisions. And
I know.
and actually, in all honesty, he's such a good racing driver that he can't develop a car. So he just
Exactly.
drives anything, and then every team that he goes to just falls off the development ladder because they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
This
No
Very true.
wonder
directionless, headless team should just go to WEC and go win something. Honestly, just leave.
that reminds me. No
Actually,
wonder
Ananya,
Alonso and
he he saved
Briatore.
he saved Toyota from falling backwards because Toyota anyways has a very strong WEC record. So
Yeah,
probably if he had stayed there long enough, we might not see Razu as successful.
maybe
That's a
in
very
science.
interesting parallel. No wonder then on that analogy, Alonso and Briatore get along very well.
Alonso and
Briatore, Briatore.
Yeah, they have that father and son relation, man. I
Both
think
of them going
Bro, I
going
think
to a team,
I think
ruining the entire
yeah,
team off.
I think after Imola, they both of them might be sitting in a pub because both of their races for the team and for
Yeah,
himself did not go right because
Franco would be serving them beers.
Briatore was banned for life, and
where?
Fernando is racing for life. So
Oh,
yeah.
only very likely.
So,
I think coming back to that point, I really want to know Ankush's opinion on Colapinto's first race weekend.
Anku, there's a wide smile. He has a wide smile. I think, wow.
If Great Master is sending me a collab for this reel, I probably might not really accept it
We'll definitely send you. We'll definitely send you a collab. Yeah.
because I'm being watched, I'm being monitored. It's
I
like
I
the
saw
NIA of
somewhere.
their, it's like the NIA of their fan club. That
Yeah,
is
it's time to show the Argentine fans.
close monitoring of all the Jack Doohan loyal fans. But
Yeah.
I had a question. How actually did Franco do? I didn't
Bother
bother.
looking.
I actually didn't.
P15, I think. P15.
Yeah,
yeah,
he was.
Oh, he kept it on the black stuff then. Okay.
Yeah, I mean he finished the race, which was a
He
big
tried
positive.
to flirt with
Yeah,
her.
that's enough. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I think after qualifying, his crash. I don't know if it's a meme or no, but I saw one story where Mick Doohan he
Actually,
posted.
was
AI
actually a parody account. That was not the
parody
official
account,
account. Yeah.
Oh, it was
Because
not. Oh,
not
yeah,
AI. Sorry.
but then
Yeah.
but then what happened was, if you actually go on Mick Doohan's account, the official one,
yeah.
it's flooded with comments from Argentinians. Literally, it's flooded. I mean,
Oh yeah.
people have not even tried to verify, and it's I mean, Franco has actually come out and said that you have to respect. I think there was a article by Autosport or a statement published
Right.
on.
Right. Right.
I think, see,
This has been a problem for a while now, right? I remember Callum Ilott also got bombarded once.
yeah, but that was another Argentine driver who was involved in an incident there.
Oh, okay.
Not
I wasn't.
it was Canapino, I think, or some. I might be getting the name wrong, and I don't want to get get heat for that anymore. But anyways, I think Ravi, the reality is that this approach by Alpine is very skewed. You cannot have. It's like literally giving people opportunities with ultimatums, saying you've got
Hmm.
5 races. Um, I mean, any driver, no matter how good they may be, 5 races, 6 races, you cannot put a timestamp on. It's like a ticking time bomb. Like literally telling the guy, you've got 5 races, perform in this, nato, you're out. I think that's very harsh on whoever it may be, no matter how talented they may be. So in the back of your mind, it's always this race against the clock that, array, yaar, one opportunity missed, 2 opportunities missed. If I don't perform now in the third, and that pressure just keeps building on, building on, building on. You look at guys, even Liam Lawson has come out in support now, saying that this is not how you should be going about it, because any rookie, yeah, I
He
mean,
will though definitely. He has
it
to. He
gives
has to
you
be
at
the
least
brand
two or three
ambassador now.
races. And see again at the same time, right? You had Colapinto who was working on the simulator. He's been giving his inputs. Now you have Jack Doohan working on that simulator and giving his inputs. So Alpine is, the entire development curve is all hush posh. It's going in,
Exactly.
it's going nowhere. And eventually, you're looking at, so Gasly remains the leader of the team. You have to ensure that Jack or Franco or whoever drives uh, potentially after him, if there is another replacement on the way, they play the support role. But then you have to give these people time. You cannot have 5 races, 6 races, 7 races, and that's it. You have to give a good shot at it, because I mean, you look at Red Bull. Red Bull has been patient, was patient at least, to give half a season or whatever, until now their patience is running really short because they are on the sharp end of the grid and you kind of can understand, where they're coming from. But Alpine is
Yeah.
not close to that level of performance. So you have to have that continuity to actually build a bench, a baseline at least of performance, and then you can actually see from there on where you're supposed to go.
Two things I have to say on that.
Yeah.
First, I think going in the Alpine HQ at this point of time would be like going into an SBI Wanka branch. Total chaos. So सीट चाहिए लंच के बाद आओ, सॉरी 5 रेस के बाद आओ, मिल जाएगी. Second is, imagine if Piastri had stayed at Alpine. Oscar Piastri
Oh
had
my
stayed at Alpine in
God.
21. Imagine that
I
scene.
think Mark Webber really saved Piastri there.
Yeah, big time,
Yeah,
big
his
time.
career would have gone like down. Like right now, he's the championship leader. I think you never know. He might have Piastri would have been replaced by Colapinto this week.
Cola Pinto.
Yeah,
Some
man.
Coca-Cola that is.
So
But yeah, I think yeah,
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 I mean,
Pankaj.
this is a very frustrating scenario, and what happens is, with such things, um, there is an outflow of anger, there's an outflow of hatred, um, and then there is no control whatsoever, and Alpine on that front has been very very silent, which is kind of shocking to see, because uh,
Hmm.
no matter who is at the wheel, no matter how good or how bad they may be, you cannot really, you know hate on a driver or attack his,
Agree.
family, whatever. Yeah, so there has to be a boundary or a line that has to be drawn. And
I think this this has been the trend. Fan behavior. This has been a trend in football. F1 में it's been new, but football में we've been seeing this बहुत पहले से देख रहे हैं, right? The fans are cursing the opposition and stuff like that.
Ravi, remember, I think it was in 2021 where F1 had run that campaign of, we are against racism, where you had all the 20 drivers.
All the
Yeah.
20 drivers kneeling down and yeah,
2020, I
yeah.
think.
Yeah, and
And
Kimi
they,
had
I think
only
it's
two words in
2020.
that, and Kimi had only two words in that drive against racism. We. That was, I think we, and he said something else. That was it. That was
Yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah. I know what you're
But
talking about.
Ananya, I would like to know what Ananya's viewpoint is on, Franco just getting 5 races and his
hey, but
performance.
I was under the impression Flavio came out and said that it's not 5 races. I know the wording said 5 races very specifically, but
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Flavio is Flavio, so
But
you can't take
now
his
he
word.
changed also, no? He changed his statement that he can race till the time.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't know. So if the initial contract was the whole 5 races thing, I think it's absolute bullshit. I don't remember which podcast it was, but I think a couple of races back when we were discussing this, we had said that this should not be a trend going forward.
Yep.
Like it should
Yes.
start and
Yep.
end with Red Bull doing this bullshit, and then after that nobody continues this because it's a career killer. And it's the
Yeah.
same for what Alpine's doing. In
Correct.
fact, I would argue that it's actually worse giving a driver just 5 races and telling them. It's a bit like what Mercedes did with Valtteri by extending his contract by 1 year, and then that you get tired because your
It's
future is
very
never
hectic.
secure.
Yeah, it's very
Very
hectic.
hectic. And it's the same for young drivers, and young drivers arguably have it worse because now you not only have that pressure that you put on yourself, but also the team putting that pressure. You have not a very good it's a very toxic environment for you to learn something new. It sucks and it's stupid, in all honesty. I think everybody should it should be like a gentleman's agreement in a way that we would not do this, or a team agreement in a way that we would not do
I
this.
think
I
FIA
Even
don't know.
should
even
come
want
with
to
a rule. Yeah.
Ravi,
I
you
mean,
remember
they've
last
come
year?
with
Sorry,
Yeah.
Ananya.
no, they've come with interesting rules before, so I think the FIA should do something like this.
Yeah,
They can.
exactly. Yeah, they can and they should, because even I am in the support of stopping this driver swaps and killing young drivers' career. It's
There is
very
only
harsh,
one
I
guy
think.
who has no problems with that. Lance Stroll.
Lance Stroll.
I thought you
Yeah.
were going
He's
to say
like
The
Aston
Ferrari.
Renault
Martin, yeah.
contract secured.
Aston Martin is the TCS of F1.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Ferrari.
No, in terms of job security, yeah, मतलब you just
Oh,
retire the fuck
But
out of
even
this
Ferrari,
country.
लांस स्ट्रोल सबको आके बोलता होगा ना, देखो पता है क्या मेरा बाप कौन है.
गाड़ी चलाता हूँ मैं उसका ड्राइवर हूँ.
but Ravi,
I yeah,
last year when Kimi Antonelli ended up in the barriers in Monza free practice
whatever
one,
practice session. Yeah,
there was this news, or this kind of wave that was going on. Are is he ready for Formula One? Are they bringing him in too early?
too
And
early.
what was Toto's statement? We have seen the data, we know his performance, we know his pace,
Yeah,
and we are going ahead with it. I mean, Renault has had not Renault, Alpine. The
same thing, Ankush. Same thing.
yeah, but Alpine has had its, they've had their fair share of private tests and simulators and all that.
Right,
All the data is right in front of them to see. Of course, I think
right.
Priatori also has a liking for a certain driver, and he has a disliking for drivers. So that will also have a big say. But then again, if Flavio is not able to deliver, then who else? For Alpine then, because I mean, you are getting supposedly the best who was there for Renault in that 2005 and 2006.
Yeah,
He's not
yeah.
able to
I think
deliver
I think entirety of the Renault career, I think Flavio is the best team principal they have had, right? If I'm not wrong, from the numbers and from the success point of view.
if
You need
if
to ask the guy in the blue what he thinks, because his team has also been very notoriously famous for
and if
swapping
you
For
have
drivers.
driver
Hollyoaks,
They
swaps.
started this entire thing.
Hollyoaks,
उनका रूप भी, अरे हम तो स्कूल के प्रिंसिपल रह चुके हैं.
हाँ, वो डायलॉग है ना, जब तू थैली में था तब मैं पहली में था. That's you have copied us, but you have copied us horribly now, and you are telling the driver that you have 5 races. Come on, keep it mysterious. Once he shunts the car, you tell the driver, "Oh, you are out. Somebody is taking your place." I've seen memes going around. Yuki put it into the barrier in Q1, and they've put Hajar's picture, and he's like, "This smells like promotion for Hajar now. He is in the top
Yeah,
10. Q3, Yuki is out there." So yeah,
yeah.
Red Bull is pretty notorious.
Hajar finished where, by the way, Hajar finished ahead of Yuki.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then Yuki started from the
pit
back of
lane.
the grid, right? So
But I
it's
think
good.
Yuki had a decent race. It was a
Oh
good
yeah,
race for him. Okay.
good race.
Yep.
I expected more. I thought he'd be in the points, in all honesty, at least 10th.
who?
He was 10th.
Who? Yuki. He
No,
was 10th. He
12th, no?
finished 10th.
No,
No,
he
he
finished
finished 10th.
10th.
Oh, okay, points then. Perfect. Sorry, I thought he
Yeah.
finished 12th.
It
No,
looks like
he
you
got
haven't
10th.
seen the race, Ananya.
No, I watched it. I just have my positions messed up.
No, actually,
All those
I
who were
can, I
hosting
can
screenings had a problem yesterday.
Yeah,
exactly.
oh my god, big time.
I'll tell you, I've hosted so many screenings.
Yeah.
When you host a screening, you are not actually, you're not watching the race.
Yeah.
You have to take care of so many things. So you tend to miss the race. I think I'm very sure Siddharth came here in the office and he was like, Ravi bhai, शाम को podcast है, थोड़ा highlights देख लेते हैं, वरना बात क्या करूंगा मैं.
मतलब मुझे देखना
So,
तो
yeah.
स्ट्रोल है और फरारी है, बस और कुछ नहीं. आगे चला जाओ. But on that note, यार मैं ऑफिस में तो आया, but वो रिजल्ट का भी तो बात करो.
Is sneak in office? That's a more important question to ask.
Yeah, he's in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who is Sneak, man? And he has so much time, just emojis through the entire chat box.
Who is this snake? We have to catch him and get him on the podcast. Huh? Who is
Yeah,
this snake?
we should have Sneak.
Does he work with you?
Yes, we should have
He's an
Sneak.
Can I
intern.
join? Seems like y'all have no jobs. Get paid for it.
He's been paid for this very
Ananya, salary से कटते जाएगा. After TDS, the next will be your podcast. Every day,
Oh my god.
7,500 cut.
But yeah, I think
More jobs.
let's
It's like more jobs here. Come join.
Oh my god.
My God. My God.
All right.
The results. Oh,
So I think yeah, let's dive into this weekend's results. And by the way, guys, if you remember,
Yeah,
let me
Ravi.
remind let me remind everyone, the one we decided, the one who comes P4 is going to do that Pookie Don
Don't
dance.
dance. Right.
Yeah, so there's an added layer to this weekend's.
Ananya, did you watch the reels I've sent you? Because you might be the one doing it, huh?
Yeah, I did watch the reel. Screw you, because my algorithm's all messed up again. Listen, first Ankush sent me everything destroyed. Took 3 weeks to get it back on time. Then I watched that dumbass reel you sent, and it's gone again.
I
I
actually,
swear to God, you guys.
my forwarding list has kind of gotten messed up. That's why Ananya, you're not showing up. But I'll ensure that it gets sorted this week.
In another 3 weeks, your
I on
algorithm is getting a
purpose.
big change.
I'm serious. I don't open Ankush's messages and I don't want to click on anything. So I'll
And
text
list
you
of
only when you
reasons
text me
to
on
get
WhatsApp.
ghosted. This is an interesting one. But who's doing the dance, right, this weekend?
Yeah, so I
Let's
think
find it
coming
out.
back, uh, again, just to put a quick recap. This weekend also, I think the one who basically comes P3 and P4, they basically put the money into the pot, and one added layer, the one who comes P4 has to do that Pookie Dawn
But
dance.
why not P5 सिर्फ P4 P3 वाले को भी कराना तो मजा
ये
आएगा.
डिसाइड हो चुका ना, एक ही बंदा है ना, पुकी डॉन एक ही है वीडियो में, सो वी जस्ट नीड वन.
Yeah.
Is it actually called
एंड
Cookie Dawn?
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh
he's
Pookie
my
tagged as
that's
a
God.
that's
Pookie Don.
that's that's the trend, Pookie Don trend.
Cookie
Pookie
Dawn.
Don.
I've not seen
Yeah.
it. I don't know. I have no idea
No,
whatsoever.
You
I've
haven't
seen
seen
it.
it? Is
How
there
many?
is there a way of where we can show
No,
this
but I
video
think
first?
I have showed you that. I have sent you enough reels.
I have seen them. Trust me.
I
I've
have
seen
shown.
them.
But
But
I,
I
In
didn't
अच्छा
know
ठीक
it
है.
was
the
Cookie
forward
Dawn.
that I sent you.
Ankush, you see live. You see a Pookie Don right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll announce. So this weekend for Imola Grand
oh
Prix,
yeah, maybe.
yeah, that's what na.
हाँ
Imola Grand Prix podcast league. I think I'll go ulta. मतलब you're saying who's safe वैसे.
हाँ मतलब तो
Yes.
पता चलेगा डांस कौन
Yes,
लास्ट
yes,
में कर
yes.
रहा है.
ठीक है, चलेगा. So P1 and P2 are safe. So I will see the dive down this weekend again. Ananya, I think you've watched all the practice sessions, I guess, because you are P1. Yay!
F1 tempo is tempoing.
So I think her team. It was a brilliant team. Amazing picks. It was Verstappen, Albon as her turbo driver. She had Williams. Williams have scored like 91. They've scored the highest this weekend.
Crazy.
So yeah, I think Ananya, you're safe. You're not putting the money into the pot. No,
Finally.
you're doing the Pookie Don dance.
You should have.
So
Sorry.
yeah,
Don't send me more memes.
Let's do it for the next time. Something for next time as well for the losers.
हाँ हाँ
We'll
वो
have
देख
this
लेंगे.
trend.
yeah. And P2 is Omkar Mohite. You're
Let's
safe.
go.
फिर से
No
पहले
Because
से.
catching. No
Let's
catching.
go.
यार ये जब भी पॉइजन खरीदता है दूसरा वीकेंड जीत जाता है.
भाई मैं तो अभी पेइंग में लीड कर रहा हूँ यार. मेरा फिफ्थ विकेट रनिंग.
Probably.
so yeah, I'll give a score update on that also. So I think Omkar had Carlos Sainz as a turbo driver. He had Oscar Piastri and Williams as his constructor. Actually, that's actually a pretty good team. If you would have Albon, you would have beaten Ananya. No, I think Ananya, you had the best
That
team.
was a clear.
Yeah.
What was the difference?
Yeah. The difference is somewhere around not 20 points between you and Omkar.
Damn.
Your total
Great.
points was 263.624 and Omkar was 239.892.
That is big.
तो बिना पाया मार्जिन है.
Mental.
गुड
That
हेल्दी
Yeah,
is big.
it
That
was
is
a good
Verstappen
margin.
level win.
I think Ananya killed it with her picks by having Verstappen, Albon, and Williams, having a race winner, having a driver with top five finish as a turbo driver, and having a constructor with the highest points. I think this is the ultimate team for Imola that Ananya you got.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
Omkar and I we didn't we choose Max Verstappen as the
Max.
winner last.
Yeah.
You should have followed through with it, Omkar.
Yeah, exactly, Omkar. If you would have just taken Max Verstappen, there was a chance. But yeah, still,
But I
I
think
did, but I mean, I had a little doubt that he has won this Grand Prix 3 times continuously now, and
Ah,
Law
yeah,
of
law of
averages.
and
averages.
yeah, exactly. And this is the fourth time. I was pretty sure he'll be in the top three, but winning, I was like, ठीक है, मैं support करने के लिए तो हमेशा support करूंगा. But भाई यहाँ पे
Yeah.
पैसों की बात हो रही है यार. So I was like, ठीक है, let's go with Oscar for now and fine.
नहीं कम
Yeah.
I completely understand. I think रेस के पहले अगर कोई मुझे बोलेगा कि Max Verstappen is winning the race before the obviously before the Grand Prix weekend, I wouldn't have taken that. Okay, Max
Yeah,
is winning the race. I
and
think we own.
especially we make this before quali. So of course FP1,
Yeah.
FP2, FP3, you hear Red Bull and Max saying, bro, I'm not enjoying this.
I'm
It's
not
over here.
exactly. That's the trend. I think they're sandbagging and they are playing mind games in the practice sessions.
Lewis
Yeah,
They exactly know where their car is, and then race day and qualifying day, boom, they are there with the McLarens.
exactly.
Hence why I said they're overestimating the badness of their car.
But I
Yeah,
think
that's a good
I think
strategy.
Canada they might be struggling in Canada. That's what I feel. That's what my gut feeling says. Monaco they'll
तब
be
तक
fine.
तो दो ड्राइवर चेंज और हो जाएंगे उनके.
Monaco they'll be
वो
fine,
बात
but
की
I think
बात.
Canada will be one big problem for Red Bull.
Shit,
Chalo,
so it's
let's
between
see
me and
how it
Ankush
goes.
then. Holy shit. Ankush, bhai,
Yeah,
are
so
you?
so so you and Ankush definitely are paying
Yeah, that's
3750 in the pot collectively. So please guys,
honestly
uh, ये
that's not the
ये
thing.
pot
That's
ये podcast खत्म होने से पहले pot में पैसा आ जाने चाहिए. But yeah,
that is what
uh,
I'm afraid of.
now the main big reveal. Who's doing the Pookie Dawn dance? Sneak, are you ready with the music?
Ravi,
Yeah,
but also tell us one thing, na. How far were we from Omkar? That's the other thing.
yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, I'm coming to that. So I
Chalo.
think P3 is Ankush. You're safe. You're not doing
Oh,
Ankush, you realize you still have to pay, right?
Shut up!
ठीक है, but वो डांस तो नहीं करना पड़ेगा ना.
Shut up!
वो पैसे देना डांस देखने में कॉम्पनसेट हो जाएगा कोई नहीं.
Ravi, I think where the mess up happened. It happened because of that VSC. Because when I was checking when I was watching the race yesterday,
Uh,
वो जो
uh,
whatever lap 27 or 28, Oscar fell back. So I think
yeah,
that was where
yeah.
I must have lost points.
Hey, recheck the
Yeah.
results. It's been rigged, I guess.
I think Ankush is P3. He had Hajar,
No way.
Piastri, and Williams as his team. And you were very close to Omkar. Huh? You
Yeah.
missed by 3 points. Omkar is 239.892. You are Ankush. You are 236.962.
What's my point?
So
3
you
points, 3,500,
and you are
3,750.
also very close, by the way, Siddharth. You lost to Ankush by just 2 points, bro.
Shut up!
234.3507. Yeah.
Let's go.
Come on.
But Siddharth went with McLaren, Carlos Sainz as his turbo driver, and he had Hajar
Hey,
as
he
the
disappeared. He has to do the dance. He disappeared here.
Siddharth, you cannot do that.
I think he's wearing the tikka and all of that. He needs to like
Tika
dress
and
up
he's
and
doing
come.
Yeah, I'm here.
Full
No,
props
he's
and
not.
all.
I'm here. It's just it's all of you copied my strategy of going with Williams, and then all of you guys won.
What was
Why
your
did
team?
you?
I had McLaren.
Siddharth's team was McLaren as the constructor and
Oh.
Sainz and Hajar as the two drivers, with Sainz as a turbo driver.
Ah.
Not fair.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I got that advantage with 3 points because I chose science rather than Hajar like Ankush did, and Hajar
Hmm.
at towards the very end of the race, science got that position over Hajar. But had he been
Yeah.
below Hajar,
The
I
other
would
way
have
around.
had
Yeah.
to pay.
Me, the
So thank
only
you,
problem
science.
is अगर एक ड्राइवर गया तो टीम भी गई ना साथ में. So if the team का you lose one
Yeah.
driver, you lose the so that is one. That was the only
I
risk I was having, and I was like
all right.
in two minds.
Yeah.
I think the reason why Williams scored the highest points is Albon got 10 points for finishing P5, the performance bonus. That's where
Oh.
the difference that's where the difference was. And also Carlos Sainz scored points, right? So he also gets 5
Yeah.
extra bonus
Ravi,
points
what
for
about
finishing.
what about the prediction challenge?
So in the prediction challenge, I think Siddharth killed it. Siddharth had 39.507 points, and Ananya, you're the last. You're the worst in predicting. It was your driver and team picks were on point this weekend. Otherwise,
Hmm.
because of prediction, you would have lost, and you suppose
Yeah.
you went to do that Pookie dance.
No way. No way.
Actually,
I
I
mean,
actually wanted this weekend Ananya to do that.
This is called sexism.
No, this is called amusement.
But yeah, so
Actually, Ananya can still do it because she won the contest, won the weekend.
yeah.
She can still do it.
That's not fair. You guys took my strategy and you
So
won. And I just like,
I think the scores of people putting money into the pot is after Imola. Uh, Ananya, Omkar, and Ankush, you all are tied at 4 times. So you guys have paid money into the pot 4 times, and Siddharth has just 2 times. The three. Sorry.
I
My
am
bad.
five
This
now.
was
I am
this
five.
was the
Huh.
score. Yeah, this was the score before Imola. So after Imola, it is. Uh, Ankush has paid the maximum times, 5 times. Then then पैसा भी उसके पास ही है सबसे ज्यादा पैडॉक पास हाँ
wow, wow,
Like the euro to INR forex rate right now, just shooting up, shooting.
yeah.
Spending is
and
going up
then
every
next two are Omkar and Ananya. They've paid four times in the pot and they're tied. And still Siddharth leads. I think Siddharth has paid the least number of times. He's just paid 3 times. But still, you are the loser of this weekend, and you are doing that Pookie Don dance.
And
Sneak, are we
so,
ready with the Sneak? Are we ready
hang
with
on,
the
hang on.
music?
Okay, before that, does it have to be like the exact replica because I can do that, or I
See,
can?
you have to give that walk. You have to
No,
do
no. So,
this, and most importantly, this is
This.
the
my
hook
point is,
step.
I can dance better than him, but it's going to be more funny if I mimic the exact step.
No, be
You have
shitty.
to
That would be more funny.
Be shitty.
yeah,
Okay,
be
okay.
shitty, mimic
Okay. But how
exactly.
do I walk? I'm in a cave of sorts.
It's
I'm
just take
so
2
glad this is
meters.
not based on prediction, man.
That's
For
just
the body, for the bodyguard, bring in Sneak as well with the music.
Sneak and this guy Kanan. You
no,
Ah,
no. It's just
दो
you
bodyguard दो
ज़्यादा
तेरे
पीछे
पीछे
का
से
रहना
and then
Please
start
वो
the
get
check
dance.
करने वाला
sneak in, man. Paisa vasool that way only.
that's not.
okay
You just you've thought
I'm
about
going
it
off
more than I have.
I will shoot it. I'll sneak पीछे जाने को ready रहना. I'm coming back, guys.
What?
Oh my god.
You guys have thought about it more than I have. What the heck? He's legit on my doorstep. Shit.
lock
Omkar
up
and I are ready.
the door, lock up
We
the
have our
one.
cameras up.
Yeah. Go for it, guys.
Some way to sort of have eyeballs on me. What do I have to do exactly? What do I have to do exactly? I can't walk here. Wait, so do I keep my no? I shut off my camera, right?
नहीं दिखेगा तो उसी में.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
This is worth it. This is
This
worth
is
the
this
1
is
hour.
strong reward for you
Yeah.
for all your
You
loyalty
guys
towards.
are figuring the entire logistics out. बैठ के करूंगा ना मैं
My followers
बैठ के
would be
करूंगा तो
happy
मजा
How
क्या है
can you sit and do?
seeing us
हाँ मैं वही
dancing.
बोल रहा हूँ हाउ कैन यू सिट एंड डू डेडिकेशन मेरे में भी बहुत ज्यादा है
Oh, laptop उठा लिया है. Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh my. This Loki looks like a sting operation where some weird activity is going on. I don't know.
I've been watching that. I've been watching that airport security Madrid in Brazil. Those cubicles look like that only. When they round up those guys.
All right, that was very sportingly taken, Siddharth. I think we should.
Well
Yeah,
done.
well done,
Well
well
done.
done.
Pookie
It was
Don will be
exactly
proud.
like Lance Stroll going backwards yesterday.
But otherwise, Sid is a pretty good dancer, huh?
Yeah, Sid is a pretty good dancer. I
You
think
can see from his stories.
ये वाले step में he showed his talent of dancing.
But
That
the
was not a
weekend,
that's not a shitty version. That was a good version actually.
weekend stories. You have to see Sid stories. You'll know what he's up to.
Yeah.
He's burning the dance floor.
Siddharth, we cannot hear you. By the way. No. Chalo, no worries, no worries. It's fine, Siddharth. You fix your thing. But so yeah, just to sum it up, Ananya, congratulations for winning it. Ananya and Omkar, you're safe. Siddharth and Ankush, पैसा पहुंच जाना चाहिए, वरना पता है आपको क्या होगा. But yeah,
अगली
so
स्क्रीनिंग से घर नहीं जाओगे.
sorry.
अगले स्क्रीनिंग के बाद घर नहीं जाओगे.
अगले स्क्रीनिंग के बाद है ना, वो जो स्टेयरिंग व्हील जो लाते हो ना, वो मेरा हो जाएगा फिर.
Bigger price to pay. You'd rather just put it into the pot.
So yeah, so moving on to our last
What's the-
segment of the podcast. Prediction for Monaco, right?
Oh,
I think who takes pole? See, Monaco is about qualifying session. I feel. I think qualifying session is going to be more interesting than the race day. So
Hello.
I have two questions from the qualifying day and one from the race day.
Am I back? Am I back?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
you're back.
yeah.
Thank you.
You're back. So Siddharth, we are predicting for Monaco. We'll be starting with our newest Pookie Don, Siddharth Shah. Who's gonna take pole?
Oh my God! Who's taking pole in Monaco? It's tough again.
अरे
I'm gonna
पंगेल
take
जाना
a
है
punt.
कल.
हाँ,
I'm
फटाफट बोल.
I'm gonna take a punt and say
Charles
Charles
Leclerc.
Leclerc.
All right.
Did
I
you say
think
Charles Leclerc?
Guys,
yeah,
guys, very good. Monaco, guys,
Charles Leclerc.
incredibly good on qualifying, not on race days, but we'll see about.
Chalo. So I think moving on. Omkar Mohite. Your
For
answer.
pole, I would go with Lando Norris.
Oh, you don't think he'll win it
No, I don't think he'll win it. I think he'll be
in the
pretty much on it.
qualifying? In the qualifying, he won't win it. Yeah.
Let's wait for race.
Ankush?
Max.
Max Verstappen.
The only
Again?
reason is because I think that he is the only. I mean, वो बोलते हैं ना least risk वाला.
Least
That's the
he's
safest
one.
option.
He is the epitome of focus and not making mistakes
Yeah.
and being consistent, and that's what you need on a track like
Right.
Monaco. It's an unforgiving track for even one misadventure.
Slightest error.
Yeah.
I completely understand. Ananya.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm seeing if it's going to rain.
Ah,
Somebody told
great.
me it might.
Wow.
Sunday, 50% chance of rain.
But he's asked for the
Saturday
quali.
also.
He's asked for quali.
Quali. Who's taking pole?
Yeah. 50% chance of rain during quali.
Oh, during quali?
Yeah,
Wow.
So Fernando Alonso.
So you go nuts. You can go random.
No,
Lance Stroll.
I'm
Lance Stroll.
leaning towards Max Verstappen or Oscar Piastri. If it rains, it's Max.
If it rains,
If
I
it
say
rains, it's Max.
7.
I think in my opinion, it's going to be Oscar Piastri. He takes his first Monaco pole.
Yeah.
I believe that way. So moving on. Second prediction question. Who crashes first during the quali and brings a red flag?
Definitely not Stroll.
मुझे लगता है यूनानिमस आंसर स्ट्रोल होना चाहिए.
आपका
But ठीक है.
बाकी सबका मेरा तो नहीं. I'll say
My answer is Stroll.
I'll
by
say
the way.
Cola.
Cola? Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
Cola Pinto?
Pinto General
Okay.
Stores.
Okay. Omkar?
Ollie Behrman.
Okay. Interesting.
Weird. But Charles Leclerc.
What?
I think the pressure.
See, even
And the
if you're an
homemakers.
Ferrari fan, it should still be nice to Ferrari.
He's just being rude to Ferrari. She's
It's
like,
just-
I'm a former Ferrari fan. Now I'm gonna just go
You're
all out.
that employee on notice period. ये team की इसकी तो मैं मार के जाऊंगा. तू रुक.
That is coming from a real Seb fan.
Yeah. So I think
I
interestingly,
feel the
Siddharth has predicted Charles Leclerc is going to take pole, and you are predicting that he'll be the first driver to crash and bring out the red flag. Interesting.
Hey, he could also be pole why that crash. Possible.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. Even that is
Optimistically possible
even
there.
अगर
that is a
अनन्या,
it's possible.
if this happens, I think God sent angels because ऐसा भविष्यवाणी कोई नहीं कर सकता.
It's like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Reality and delusion. Which is which? Viewers figure. Viewers को figure करने दो.
Yeah. That's for the outside world to interpret. We know.
All right, I think who's left? Ankush, you left, right?
Ankush bhai.
Liam lost.
Not fair again. See,
Poor guy, man. As if tier hasn't gone so
What?
well for him already.
Such is life.
Yeah,
I
but I
want to
think
bring your
he's one
attention.
driver who's low on confidence. Ankush, your prediction could be bang on.
Yeah.
I want to bring your attention that there was only one amongst us to say Stroll and not all five of us. That is improvement.
That is an improvement for
Freaking
a fandom,
improvement.
right?
He said first driver. He didn't say the only driver. He said first driver. He could be the
But still first उसका option नहीं है यार. He was by default. When people say, you're getting into F1, you're 19.
Guys, honestly, मैंने unanimously सोचा था कि सब लोग Stroll answer करने वाले.
देखा?
I think your guy is getting some brownie points
Exactly.
because of the Imola qualifying session. Nothing else.
Because
Of
of
course,
2025, I has a back pain. Hello.
What is that stat you keep putting out? 14-0.
14-0. 14-0.
Moving on.
I actually thought Ananya might take Nando's name, but then I was a bit shocked that she took Charles.
Yeah,
Next one.
actually, Charles.
No, I'm actually just going with like bad luck quotient over here. So it peaks in Monaco for him.
Yeah,
But in
it
race,
takes.
qualifying.
हाँ देखते हैं ना.
Chalo, let's see. I think
this.
this qualifying session is going to be very interesting. I want to see what Charles
Spicy.
Leclerc is doing for sure. Because one is predicting pole and one is predicted crash. So yeah, it's going to be fun. My third question is, who takes the fastest lap on race day?
Ooh. Fastest lap on race day. Interesting.
Whoever wants to start.
Alex Albon.
Wow.
Hamilton.
Alex Albon. Who told Hamilton? Omkar.
No, Ankush.
Oh,
I'll
Ankush.
Charles
Ankush
Leclerc.
No.
Charles Leclerc for the fastest lap.
Okay. Siddharth?
George Russell.
George Russell.
I used to think George Russell. Last
He has a very soft
I
corner for
love
George
Russell.
Russell. I think.
Yeah, obviously I do.
Yeah, he loves
Haters,
George.
all the drivers people hate, I have a soft corner for them.
Is your favorite movie Toy Story?
Mera?
हाँ.
Q? I don't get the reference.
There's this meme which was also used. Yeah,
The
the
wooden-
Woody
Woody.
from Toy Story looks
Woody.
like George Russell, and that's
Yeah.
the main character in Toy Story. So
Okay.
Sid, have you not seen that meme? Does nothing P3, but then it's a picture of Woody
No,
there.
no. But I've seen the does nothing George Russell ka picture there.
Yeah. So I think just to sum it up, Ananya, you told fastest lap would be
Albon,
Albon. Ankush is.
Hamilton.
Can you just repeat your answers once again? Ananya, you fastest lap on Sunday is Albon.
Albon.
Ankush,
Hamilton.
is
Oh.
Omkar.
Charles Leclerc.
All right, and Siddharth went for George Russell.
George Russell.
I'll be going for Sir Lewis Hamilton.
Wait,
Ooh.
एक second. What?
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
You? For Lewis?
Yes. Just a random. Just a very random.
It's like my
I am
Shalak
going
here
to
answer.
note
Yeah,
this
it's
date.
like
Ravi
a,
just wanted to do it.
No, I'm going to
No,
note
he
this
didn't
date
get
down.
it. He said it earlier in the podcast that he was talking about Nando and feeling sympathetic towards him because he's from that era. Same thing with Lewis as well. Right?
yeah.
That's very good to digest.
Let's see how it goes. I think when it comes to prediction without stakes, ना I go random. मैं Lance Stroll का भी नाम ले सकता था सच्ची बोलूं तो
किया लिया क्यों नहीं?
बोलने में क्या बट मैंने बोला ना he's gonna crash एक जगह पे हो चुका है Lance Stroll का
But-
नाम ले चुका है
A more important prediction is we need to have something at stake again for the loser for next time. उसको भी कुछ करना पड़ेगा.
Arey, as if giving money to the pot is not enough.
अरे but
Shut
makes
up,
it
man.
more spicy.
Wait.
ना. Yeah, makes it more spicy. Come on.
And my run of form, I'm going to be hitting 100 again, I think.
I think so वो Pookie Don dance को कोई do you have some trend going on
कर
right now?
सकते. No,
A very
we'll do one
embarrassing
thing.
one?
We just give them a collective dare. the winners give them the dare. Simple.
The
Chota
winner,
motai,
so
but dare
P4,
nonetheless.
P4 वाले को कुछ करना है या
P4
P3
वाले को
P4
dare देंगे.
दोनों को?
P4 वाले को dare देंगे.
अच्छा, P4 वाले को डर देंगे.
हाँ, last one.
मजा आएगा.
मतलब ऑन स्पॉट अपन बोलेंगे और
Yeah,
he
we'll
or
figure.
she has to do it.
Yeah, he
Right.
or she has to do it.
Dude,
Yeah.
this is extra torture, man. I just signed up for throwing money at your pot and done. What is this?
Fun.
This
At least you
this
didn't do the
sounds
pookie
fun.
dance.
Yeah, thank God.
This sounds fun.
Yeah, how was
But
it?
yeah, it was
Dance.
Pookie dance. मैंने live देखा. It was amazing. I think अभी after this I really want to see on the screen also how did it come out.
No, we've got it on video. Omkar and I'll put it.
Oh my
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah,
Tanvi.
perfect.
That's
Perfect.
fair.
Oh yeah, all right. Perfect. I think the screenshots and the screen recordings, everything is getting ready for us. But
My
yeah,
God.
all right, guys. It was another great episode, another great session, another great discussion.
You did
And
not ask
another
for race winner predictions.
race winner. I think चलो
हाँ.
ठीक है, एक और करते हैं race winner.
But that could be interesting because it's a two-stop mandatory race now in Monaco, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. No,
How does it matter?
I think if a team like McLaren is running 1-2, it might be crucial for them to see track position and then strategically pit them because it's a two-stop mandatory race. For someone like Max Verstappen who runs solo in the top, it could be actually a game changer for him. So
I think track position will be more important
Yeah.
than anything else. But then, of course, if you have the speed like the Red Bull or the McLaren, they would anyways build a gap to the rest of
So
the
then, okay, one word answers for the race winners. Let's go.
Max.
Okay. Ravi, why you? आप Hamilton बोलो.
मैं बोल रहा
बोलो.
I think
He was going to be Fernando.
Max.
Oh, come on.
Max Verstappen.
Okay.
Same.
Ananya?
Everybody
everyone
said
will
Max, yeah?
No.
Yeah,
It's
अब
just
तक it's 3 Max.
2 of 5.
Okay, I'm gonna say Lando.
All right, that's nice.
He needs to bounce
Siddharth?
back at some point. Might as well be this.
Yeah. Yep.
Fair. Ankush,
Siddharth,
bhai?
you?
Oh, so okay, I'll go first.
Ankush told Max.
Yeah. I
Did you
said
say Max?
Yeah.
That's what everybody
gonna-
said Max.
I'm gonna
3
stick
Max
to
and
my,
1 Lando.
I'm gonna stick to my word. I'm gonna say Charles Leclerc for the second time in a row. He's gonna win the
Oh,
Monaco
back to
Grand Prix.
back.
Please ship some poison. Now.
For
Immediately.
sure.
If we'll see. If regardless, dare तो कुछ तो मिलने ही वाला है हारने वाले को. So.
But it's going to be a
But
bore
I'm
fest
saying-
for sure. Even if it's a two-stop strategy, the only drama that we might have would be in the pit lane with Bottas that wheel nut getting stuck, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it might be better this time because it was an absolute snooze fest last time. Absolute snooze fest.
That
Yeah.
basically means that we can do all
I
our
think-
the extracurricular screening activities during the race. That's the only ways people will be.
Nee, but Monaco usually is this only, right? I think I'm always excited for the qualifying sessions during the Monaco Grand Prix.
Yeah, me
Race
too.
days are always dull for me, I think.
But we gotta see. The two-stop thing might make it a slightly strategic one.
Yeah, even I think so.
Ferrari को
Because
क्या
Safety car
They're
VSC
still going to bring the C6 star that was debuted here in Imola
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Monaco as well. So it's a softer compound, and we do not know what type of behavior it might have on the tarmac in Monaco. It's a street race,
Yeah.
nevertheless. So
Right.
it might be strategically a gamble for someone who runs both the drivers in top teams. That's going to be an issue for someone like Hamilton and Leclerc who also run closely. That could be something to
But
watch
Omi,
out.
you remember that race when Hamilton was on those really old tires?
2019.
Yeah, 2019. Yeah.
2019.
Yeah, and then he eventually came into and then he was like, he caught hold of Bono and he's like, do you have any idea what I was left with at the end of that race? I mean, see,
Right.
like yesterday in Imola, when you look at Sid and I were discussing, why everybody went on a split strategy after that safety car, because
Yeah.
15, 16 laps, old tires, some teams, some drivers thought probably we'll be able to make it to the end. But what the difference against Monaco would be that even if you have better traction in Monaco, you don't really have a space to overtake. So
Fair.
It is immaterial.
Makes
At least
sense.
you had traction, you had better grip, you could go around the outside. There is space.
Yeah,
There is space. Yeah,
there's no
exactly.
Should be
space.
fun.
Yeah,
Should be fun.
It's a
Should be
train.
fun.
yeah, it's a dream.
Chalo, let's hope for the rain on Saturday and Sunday both days so that we have an interesting Monaco Grand Prix. But yeah, until then, guys, we're checking out. See you. See you next weekend.